Hello, all you lovely individuals. This is League Unlock, and it is the time we've all been waiting for. The real acknowledgement. Outside of Worlds, the top 20 players. Supports don't get enough love. That's it. There's usually 6 or 7 mid laners, 6 or 7 junglers, 480 carries, and you're left with 2, maybe only 1 spot, maybe no spots for a support. It's not fair. We got to put some love to the real heroes of the bot lane, which is exactly what we're doing today, 10-1. And in 2020, a lot of the support role is about roaming and not even being in the bot lane as we go 10-1 or 1-10. Number 1 is Lumao of JDG, the king of the LPL. Him and Mark, who also on this list, by the way, in terms of roaming around, just getting other lanes ahead, abandoning their AD carry. Good luck, Loken. Good luck, Kramer. We'll see you on the other side. Hopefully you don't get dove too many times because I'm getting the mid lane ahead. I'm getting the top lane ahead. I'm following the jungle around. And Lumao, obviously, some incredible engages that he's had for JDG over the last, the full split, the full year of 2020. He's played whatever's meta and absolutely thrived on it. He is the man hitting the go button for JD Gaming. He's done it time and time again. MVP performance against TES back in spring on the Bard. Call it a pocket pick if you want. I know Bard was pretty meta throughout a lot of 2020, but Lumao has just been playing on another level for JDG throughout all the summer split. I think he's clearly been the best support in the world, even if some of these other teams that didn't make it were coming in. You can include anyone not in Worlds. I think Lumao's number 1 on the list, and I probably think Beryl is number 2. Also, a big man who loves roaming. Talking about Ghost, man, does he get abandoned a lot. 4-man dives happen routinely. You'll see games where Damwon are winning, and Ghost is like 1-4-3 in a game that they win. That's because he gets abandoned, because Beryl is the real carry of the bot lane. At times, it feels like the dude is 8-1 on Pantheon. That's how you play Pantheon support. He has so many fun picks. Obviously, the set, a lot of people have been playing that. This split, the Maokai support, Sejuani support, the Poppy support, all these beefy bruisers he plays in the bot lane, and half the time he gets so far ahead, he's building damage anyways. He's not building tank. All that we haven't even mentioned is Alistar, which is literally permabanned, it feels like, whenever he's in the game. And listen, advice to scouting him at Worlds, ban Alistair. You don't want to learn why it's banned against him all the time. Beryl, Champion Ocean, probably the most diverse champion pool of any support player in the world right now, and also the LCK version of Lumao, where he is just running around the map in tandem with Canyon, annihilating the opposition. Third on the list might be touchy. It's Core JJ. I believe the highest ranking of any North American player, the MVP of the summer split. Okay, Team Liquid didn't win the summer split. They lost a couple of series to FlyQuest and TSM. But what Core JJ does for his team, engaging, it's the rare thing Core JJ has is we've seen him thrive within the same splits on these engaged champions, heavy melee tank bruisers, and the mages or the enchanters. He's fantastic on both of them, whether he's focused on laning with tactical, he wants to 2v2, babysit him, make sure he pops off, or he's off roaming with the Alistair, with the set, something like that. With the Blitzcrank, hook champions too. I almost classify that as a different meta than engagers and enchanters. He can play it all, and he's honestly like a coach in game for Team Liquid. The way that he communicates with the squad, he has shown time and time again that he's world class. He is a world champion, and he deserves to be acknowledged this highly. That being said, a couple of months ago, I absolutely would have put Kyria ahead of him. Maybe Core JJ 4th. But Kyria and Deft, we've talked about it before, they slumped a little bit. Kyria, remember, youngest support in the tournament, 17 years old, coming into this event, and we're already talking about him in that world caliber level, which is absolutely insane. But the spring level that we saw out of Kyria, we didn't really see it in summer. Maybe that's a sophomore slump. Maybe his rookie split was just spring. It's a sophomore slump in summer. But obviously the playmaking potential is still there for Kyria. It's just that 2v2 in particular that he had with Deft definitely fell off a little bit. But the roaming, playmaking, map movement are still there for Kyria, and he's still going to be fun to watch, terrifying to watch if you're the opposing team. I don't see him choking or slipping up, getting nervous, even though he is 17 and a rookie. Life is someone else, maybe somebody would want higher than this number 5 spot. Him and Ruler, strictly the 2v2, might be one of the, if not the best in the tournament. We're including LPL squads. When you combine Ruler with Life in the laning phase, they are absolutely disgusting, and one of the few teams that are actually going out of their way to draft a winning 2v2 and stomp through the bot lane. Most teams are playing around solo lane junglers in 2020, but Gen G, they know what they have with Ruler and Life, and they know that they can stomp some of these games, so we might be seeing a lot of that. Good luck to Doublelift and Reckless. I don't know if they're going to be accustomed to that level of aggression in the bottom lane that they've, I don't know if you're seeing that in Europe or North America to that level. Number 6 is Kaiser, the highest ranked Mad Lions member. We've talked about him and Shadow are the most important members of this Mad Lions squad, without a doubt. The support pool, as of recent splits, has been relatively weak in Europe, and it's been a breath of fresh air to have Kaiser burst onto the scene and just be the go button for Mad Lions. And when they are sporadic skirmish running all over the place, looking like that chaos playstyle that Unicorns of Love coined oh so many years ago, that's when they're at the best. And it's Kaiser who is leading the charge when they are playing like that. And I'm excited to see more of it. Play-ins are the definition of chaos, so I think Kaiser and the Mad Lions will be just fine in that regard. Sword Art and Yuyangia. This isn't Sword Art of Flash Wolves. We're not talking about him as one of the best supports in the entire tournament. But listen, this guy is still playing at a world-class level. And that's part of the reason why Juan Fang has looked so good in his rookie year, is he's had an experienced veteran support alongside him, showing him the ropes, guiding him along. What hasn't Sword Art seen at this point? Let's be honest. He's been to countless MSIs, world championships with Flash Wolves. He's even had some down years on Suning in the LPL, but he's bounced back. He's back at Worlds. Excited to see Sword Art. Obviously, we're more accustomed to seeing him play more passive champions like the Janna and the Tom Kench, things like that, which aren't as meta right now, but we've also seen some nasty Leona play and other champions out of Sword Art. Yuyanji is in at number 8, the lowest ranking top esports member, and the one who gets, there's not too much criticism that's been thrown at TES lately, but Yuyanji eats the brunt of it. Who are you going to blame? You going to blame Knight? No. Best mid laner in the world. You're going to blame world champion Jackie Love. You're going to blame Karsa, who's won an MSI, been at so many international events. No, you blame the unproven Yuyangia support, the poor guy, but he has had some fantastic performances. And remember, they were splitting time between him and Bui Bui for a long time, or Cho Cho in the bot lane, and now it's fully been established in summer that it's Yuyangia. He has taken the reins and ran with them, and he's had some fantastic performances on these hook-style champions in particular, Nautilus, Thresh. He has had the aimbot on and dominated some games on them. So don't disrespect Yuyangia like he is a weak point for this top esports squad. Maybe he's not to the same level as the others, but listen, they're top 2 at this event in most of their roles, maybe top 3. So it's a kind of absurd standard to be held to. Number 9 is Mickey X. We've talked about how important roaming is. For Mickey, it's almost more important to babysit Perks and get him to that late game fighting, because I still feel like team fights, it's the same Perks. It's Umajan. He's just not as dominant in the laning phase as we saw in his first run as AD carry with G2, which is why Mickey, more than a lot of these other supports, are sitting and staying in that bottom lane, and he is so important to what G2 does. I think people often forget how vital Mickey is to the gears running properly for G2. Finally, number 10, it was between a couple of guys, Mark and Ignar. And Ignar, listen, very similar, Ignar and Mark. They both love roaming. We talked about that with Lumao. Him and Mark are the best supports in China at doing that. And Kramer's often left alone while Mark does that. And Ignar, it's similar with Wild Turtle. He's constantly working in cahoots with Santorin to extend their leads. But we edged Mark slightly just because through some of these playoff runs, and really more so towards the end of the summer split, he was just on point with his engages. He almost never whiffed one. He wasn't even missing ability. At the very worst, he was making sure that somebody had to burn their flash to escape his engage. And Ignar, the bot lane wasn't necessarily dominating or the focal point of FlyQuest, but I would accept if you did put Ignar in at number 10. I think you could go either way with him and Mark, but we chose the way of LGD, and Mark is our savior in at number 10.